What's up, guys, and welcome back to Meridian Journey. Hope you're all doing fantastic today and ready to listen to the seventh part of the Roads of Destiny. So, let's begin. It is the house, said the Duke, turning to the king, that we have been watching. Thanks to the poet's tongue, we have a picture of the infamous Countless Kubidoks. Interesting. Seer and my lord dukes, David earnestly. I hope my poor words have done no injustice. I have looked into that lady's eyes. I will stake my life that she's an angel, letter or no letter. The Duke looked at him steadily. I will put you to the proof, he said slowly. Dressed as a king, you shall yourself attend mass in his carriage at midnight. Do you accept the test? David smiled. I have looked into her eyes, he said. I had my proof there. Take yours, how you will. Half an hour before 12, the Duke de Monte, the Molly, the male, with his own hands, set a red lamp in the southwest window of the palace. At 10 minutes to the hour, David, leaning on his arm, dressed as the king from the top to toe, with his head bowed and his cloak, walked slowly from the royal apartments to the watching carriage. The Duke assisted him inside and closed the door. The carriage reeled away along its road to the cathedral. On the Quai Vive at the house at the corner of the Rue Esplanade was Captain Tetreau with 20 men ready to pounce upon the conspirators where they should appear. But it seemed that, for some reason, the plotters had slightly altered their plans. When the royal carriage had reached the Rue Christopher, one square nearer than the Rue Esplanade, forth from its burst Captain Desrolles, with his band of would-be regicides, and assailed the equipage. The guards upon the carriage, though surprised at the premature attack, descended and fought valiantly. The noise of confident attracted the force of Captain Tetreau, and they came pelting down the street to the rescue. But in the meantime, the desperate Desrolles had torn open the door of the king's carriage, thrust his weapon against the body of the dark figure inside, and fired. Now, with loyal reinforcements at hand, the street rang with cries and the rasp of steel. But the frightened horses had dashed away. Upon the cushions, cushions lay the dead body of poor mock king and poet, slain by a ball from the pistol of Monseigneur, Monseigneur, the Marquis de Biapertus, Bepertus, the main road. 3 leagues, then the road ran and turned into a puzzle. It joined with another and larger road at right angles. David stood uncertain for a while and then set himself to rest upon its side. Whither those roads led he knew not. Whether those roads led he knew not. It the way there seemed to lie a great world full of chance and peril. And then, sitting there, his eyes fell upon a bright star. On that he and Yon had there, but his eyes fell upon a bright star, one that he and Yon had named for theirs. That set him thinking of Yon, and he wondered if he had not been too hasty. Why should he leave her and his home because a few hot words had come between them? Was love so brittle? I think that jealousy, the very proof of it, could break it. Mornings always brought a cure for the little heart aches of evening. There was yet time for him to return home without anyone in this sweetly sweeping village of Verneuil being wiser. His heart was Yon's. There where he had lived always, he could write his poems and find his happiness. David rose and shook off his unrest and the wild mood that had tempted him. He set his face steadfastly back along the road he had come. By that time he had retraveled the road to Verneuil. His desire to rove was gone. He passed the sheepfold, and the sheep scurried with a drumming flutter at his light footsteps, warming his heart by the homely sound. He crept without noise into his little room and lay there, thankful that his feet had escaped the distress of new roads that night. How well he knew woman's heart. The next evening, Yon's was at the well in the road where the young congregated in order that the curie might have business. The corner of her eye was engaged in a search for David, albeit her sad mouth seemed un, unrelenting, unrelenting. He saw the look, braved the mouth, drew from it a recantation, and later a kiss as they walked homeward together. 3 months 3 months afterward, they were married. David's father was sh- shrewd and prosperous. He gave them a wedding that was heard of 3 leagues away. Both the young people were favorites in the village. There was a procession in the streets, a dance on the green. They had the marionettes, and the tumbler out from the drugs to delight the guests. Then a year, and David's father died. The sheep and the cottage descended to him. He already had this simliced wife in the village. Simliced. Yon's milk pails and her brass kettles were bright. Oof. They blinded you in the sun when you passed that way, but you must keep your eyes upon her yard, for her flower beds were so neat and gay they restored to you your sight. And you might hear her sing, or as far as the double chestnut, 3 about Pierre Grunay's blacksmith forge. But the day came when David drew out paper from a long shut drawer and began to bite the end of a pencil. Spring had come again and touched his heart. Poet he must have been, for now Jon was well nigh forgotten. Well nigh forgotten. This fine new loveliness of earth held him with its witchery and grace. The perfume from her woods and meadows stirred him strangely. Daily had he gone forth with his flock and brought it safe at night. But now he stretched himself under the hedge and pieced words together on his bits of paper. The sheep strayed, and the wolves, perceiving that difficult poems make easy mutton, ventured from the woods and stole his lambs. Right, guys? We're gonna continue with the 8th part, but tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today, and see you. Bye.